Welcome back. In this video, we will understand what is graph rag and how to fix those gaps. In the last video, we identified exactly where classic rag breaks down. In this video, we are going to see how graph rag addresses each of those problems directly, starting with the single most idea that underpins the whole approach. Let's start with the one shift that everything else follows from. Vanilla rag retrieves over text chunks. It finds what is similar and returns isolated passages. Graph rag retrieves over relationships. It finds what is connected and returns structured context with an evidence trail. That is it. The unit of retrieval changes from a chunk to a subgraph. Once you internalize that shift, the rest of this video will make complete sense. So, concretely, what does graph rag add on top of vanilla rag? Three things. First, entity and relation extraction. Before indexing, an LLM reads your documents and extracts entities and the relationships between them. This is how graph gets built. Second, a graph store. A graph database like Network X stores those entities as nodes and relationships as edges, sitting right alongside your existing vector index. You keep both. Third, a graph travels a retriever instead of only doing vector similarity search. The retriever now follows edges from one entity to another, enabling it to answer queries that requires chaining across multiple documents. These three additions are what structurally separates graph rag from vanilla rag. Now, let me walk you through the full graph rag pipeline. Compare this to the classic rag flow from the last video. It still starts with your source documents, but now before anything gets indexed, those documents go through entity and relation extraction. An LLM reads each document, pulls out the entities, and captures the relationships between them. Those entities and relationships are stored in a knowledge graph. Entities becomes nodes, relationships become edges. Your text chunks are still embedded and stored in a vector index exactly like vanilla rag. You keep both stores running in parallel. When a query comes in, graph traversal and vector retrieval happens together. The result passed to the LLM is not a flat list of chunks. It is a subgraph of connected entities plus the supporting text passages attached to those nodes. That is the evidence trail that makes graph rag answer grounded and traceable. Now, let's go back to the example from the previous video. Which researchers influenced methodology used in this paper and what institution are they affiliated with? Vanilla rag retrieved the abstract, stopped and missed the citation chain entirely. Here's what graph rag does. The knowledge graph has already captured the entities and relationships from the paper during indexing. So when this query comes in, the traverser starts at the paper node, follows a site edge to author A, follows an affiliated with edge to institution X, and follows a collaborated with edge to author B. Each hop is just an edge traversal. The system follows the chain naturally. Multi-hop queries that were impossible for vanilla rag become straightforward graph traversals. Now the second example from the previous video. How are company A and company B connected? Vanilla rag found chunks where both names appeared together and returned co-occurrence, not connections. In graph rag during indexing, the entity extracted captured company A, company B, subsidiary X, person Y as nodes, along with the relationships between them as edges. When this query comes in, the traverser follows that exact path. Company A, acquired subsidiary X, founded by person Y, sits on board of company B. The connection is not guessed from text proximity. It is retrieved directly from the graph structure. That is fundamentally more reliable approach. In vanilla rag, the LLM receives a flat list of text chunks ranked by similarity. No structure, no provenance, no way to trace where a claim came from. But in graph rag, the LLM receives a retrieved subgraph showing the relevant nodes and the edges, the supporting text passages attached to those nodes, and a full evidence trail where every claim is traceable back to specific entity or relationship in the graph. This directly addresses chunk loss because answers are attached to entity nodes and retrieved as a complete unit, not split by arbitrary boundaries. And it addresses ambiguity because entity resolution happens in graph at indexing time before retrieval even begins. The LLM is now reasoning over structure, not just text similarity. So, let me close with honest guidance on when to actually use graph rag. Choose graph rag when your queries need multi-hop reasoning, when relationship between entities matter to the answer, when you need a traceable and explainable retrieval, or when your domain is naturally graph-shaped, like research, finance, or legal. Stick with vanilla rag when your queries are direct and self-contained, when relationship between documents simply don't matter, when you need fast setups with minimal infrastructure, or when your document set is small. GraphRag adds real power but also real overhead. Use it when the complexity of your queries justifies that cost. So that wraps up our video. We now have a clear picture of what GraphRag is, how it differs structurally from vanilla RAG, and how it resolves each of 3 pain points we identified in the last video. In the next video, we go deeper into the components of GraphRag system and look at each piece of architecture in detail. See you there.